Hi guys, my name is Tess and today I'm going to talk about how to diagnose Down syndrome. But before I do that, I want to clarify on something. Recently, a friend from Facebook reached out because she was worried that an infection she was having would be passed on to her unborn child. And as a result, the child will suffer from Down syndrome. So I want to clarify that even if you have an infection or your eating habits are not good, it does not predispose your child to having Down syndrome because it's a genetic condition and it is something that you cannot control. So on to diagnosing Down syndrome. There are two ways in which you can diagnose Down syndrome before your child is born. You can do a screening test or a diagnostic test. So when you're doing a screening test, you can take blood samples are taken from the mother and they are tested for very important proteins that should be present in the blood. And then they also take some fluid from behind the neck of the fetus when it's still unborn, and then they go and test them. So if that fluid is thicker than it is supposed to be, that means that there is a likelihood that your child has Down syndrome. So the screening test only indicates a likelihood of your child having Down syndrome. If your doctor discovers that there is a likelihood of your child having Down syndrome, they will suggest that you do a diagnostic test. This is more precise and accurate, but it is expensive and also predisposes you to risks of miscarrying. So unless your doctor feels that it's necessary to take the test, you should not take it because of the risks involved. Or if you feel that you still need to know 100% that your child has Down syndrome, then you can take the diagnostic test. So to test or not to test for Down syndrome. I can say there are reasons why you should test for Down syndrome, but at the end of the day, it's entirely dependent on the mother. Do you want to know before the baby is born? So I will list a few reasons why you should test if your child has Down syndrome, but the ultimate decision at the end of the day lies with the parents. So testing or knowing whether your child is going to be born with Down syndrome is important because it will help you start adjusting your lifestyle to suit the needs of a child who is going to be born with Down syndrome. It will also help you to start anticipating what you need to incorporate in your life or what you need for a child with Down syndrome. For instance, a child with Down syndrome needs physiotherapy, they need extra education, they need speech therapy and a lot more. So when you know if your child is going to be born with Down syndrome, you can be able to adjust and incorporate such things in your lifestyle. Then there are also support groups. These support groups are of parents and relatives who have people with Down syndrome. So you can join them, then they can tell you what to expect or what to do in the event you have a child with Down syndrome. Some people will choose not to test for Down syndrome because of their personal beliefs, religion, and they are comfortable with the outcome whichever way. If they have a healthy child or if they have a child with Down syndrome, they don't mind. They are comfortable with it. So as a parent, depending on where you feel you lie, you can decide whether to test if your child is going to be born with Down syndrome or to just wait until the child is born. That's it for today, guys. Stay tuned on my channel and let's learn together.